It's crazy to think that the FJ was discontinued 9 years ago in the USA, and in the current market people are selling them for 30 grand. Usually 9 years after a car is discontinued, that car is selling for dirt cheap. But because of Toyota and the reliability and honestly nothing on the market like the FJ Cruiser, everybody wants one. And if this is your first car or your tow rig or you're trying a new type of vehicle out, don't worry because I got you. This is going to be the ultimate buyer's guide on the FJ Cruiser. And I'm going to tell you everything you need to know, including the years, the trims, the common problems these cars have, rare parts that add value if you're checking one out and you see these on the car, and last but not least, the 5 rarest colors you can get on an FJ Cruiser. The FJ Cruiser was in production in the US from 2007 to 2014. Now you can still get these brand new in the Philippines and South Africa, and I think this year is going to be the last year that you can buy one in the Middle East. And they came in 3 trims here. The 2-wheel drive automatic, which honestly, if you want to get one of these, just get a different car. There's no reason to get an FJ Cruiser if you're just buying it for the looks. It's not great on gas, it's not aerodynamic, and there's a lot of cheaper options out there. Then after that, you got the 4x4 automatic, which is great, and also the 4x4 manual, which is even better. Now let's hop into the common problems the FJ Cruiser has. The number one problem you're going to have to be ready to do every single year is replace that windshield. It is just like a Jeep, and the windshield is like almost at a 90-degree angle. So every rock that hits it has like a 90% chance of breaking the windshield. And you're either just going to have to deal with a broken windshield all the time, or you're going to have some good insurance to replace that windshield every year. Now the rest of these are going to be more mechanical when you're checking out the car, and the first one we're going to talk about is the front wheel bearings. What you want to do is you want to jack up the front of the car and pretty much wiggle the wheel up and down. And if there's any play, that means the front wheel bearings are going bad, and this is a great way to bargain down that price on the FJ you're looking at. Now if you do end up bargaining down the price and buying the car, make sure to replace it and just not pocket the money. The next thing you'll want to ask the owner is if he's done his regular maintenance on the transmission, which is changing the transmission fluid every 60,000 miles. If he's done it, you'll never have a problem with that transmission and you can go like 600,000 miles. Now, if he hasn't done it and the car is shuddering when you're test driving it, even if you do change the fluid, it's too late. And if he hasn't done the maintenance on the transmission, what else is he keeping? I would just steer clear of that car and go find one that's actually taken care of. Another thing you're going to want to check for is the front timing cover oil leak. Now this isn't too big of a problem, and again it's just another thing that you can bargain down the price on. As long as you fill up the vehicle regularly with oil, you won't have a problem, and if it keeps on leaking slowly, just top it up when it needs to be topped up. And the last issue that faces all of the years is going to be rust. Now this is a body on frame vehicle, and because of Toyota's design of the box frames, they are more prone to rust than other vehicles. So just double check before buying that the FJ has no rust, because it would suck to get home, do your first oil change, and figure out your suspension pieces are about a couple months from falling apart because of rust. Now let's get into the year specific problems. 07 to 08, you're going to want to look for noisy idler pulleys. This could either be the top or the bottom one on the driver's side, and if you eventually get too annoyed that you just want to replace them and get it over with, make sure to go get the updated ones with the extra washer in the back so you'll never have to deal with this noise again. From 07 to 09, you're going to have 2 more problems, and one of them is going to be the water pump might slowly leak. Eventually, if this is not taken care of, it will make a noise, and if the noise isn't taken care of and you're not replacing your coolant on the scheduled times, which is every 50,000 miles, you're going to end up with a blown head gasket. But all of this can be avoided if you just take care of your car, which is something I shouldn't even have to say, but because these things are Toyotas, people think, oh, I can just skip out of the maintenance and it will last. No, please do your maintenance. And the other issue you'll face from 07 to 09 is a bad knock sensor, and this is because the current owner of the vehicle did not put premium gas in his car and did not change the spark plugs on time. Now both of these problems, the water pump and the knock sensor, can be totally avoided, and an 07 to 09 can reach up to 400,000 to 600,000 miles with no major maintenance. Now the only caveat is the owner has to take care of their FJ. Is that too much to ask? And then from 2010 onward, these things are as bulletproof as they come. These FJ Cruisers are going to be the next million-mile cars. Now that we got the common problems out of the way, let's hop into the rarer parts you might find on an FJ Cruiser that you're looking at. Probably the coolest and rarest part that you'll find is the OEM roof air dam with the lights. I don't know what you had to do to get this, but not a lot of them have it, and extra lights on an off-road car is always a plus. The next one is going to be the TRD exhaust. You'll be able to tell this because it'll say TRD on the exhaust tip. And the last one is going to be TRD wheels. On an off-road car, everybody needs better wheels, and the 16-inch beadlock TRD wheels are a nice addition on an FJ. Now, on top of the rare parts, let's also talk about rare options you can get on this car. Pretty much the only one that you need to know about is a manual transmission. If you find one that's well maintained and is a manual, it doesn't matter if it was the ugliest color in the world, I'd still buy it because that is hard to come by. Now, what happens if you're mad rich and you have all the rare parts, the rare options, and you want to stand out even more? These are going to be the 5 rarest colors you can get on an FJ Cruiser. The number 1 rarest color you can get on an FJ Cruiser is called Dark Cherry Pearl. Now, like the name entails, it has a dark cherry bottom with a white top to it, and they only sold this on the first year of production in 07. I do really gotta say I like the color on the car. Never really seen this type of dark red on an off-roading vehicle before, and I like it. Probably the second rarest color for the FJ is called Radiant Red. Now, this was a special edition color for the TTE model, which stood for Trail Team Special Edition, and it is a color that you would not expect on such a big SUV. You rarely see a bright red SUV, and maybe it's for good reason, but it kind of looks cool on the FJ, and if you're looking at a red one, you're definitely looking at something special. For the third one on this list, we have another TTE edition for 2011, and this is called Army Green. Now, you can get Army Green paired with a white top from 2010 to 2013, but if you want a solid Army Green FJ, 2011 is the only year you could. Usually, I'm a big fan of two-tone cars, but the white top on the FJ just does not look that good, and a solid army green color complements the rugged styling of the car. For number 4 on this list, we have another TTE color, because these were only made for 1 year, and this one is called Cement Gray. Again, it's like one of those very dull colors that doesn't really look good on a lot of other cars, but since it's an FJ and has that rugged styling, it looks perfect. Pair that up with the TRD B-Lock wheels, and this thing is set. Hands down, one of the best colors. I'm not sure if it beats Army Green though. And the 5th rare color is All Black Diamond Pearl. Now, you could get the black with a white roof from 07 to 08, but you could only get an all black in 07. And does it complement the car? I do not think so. Black is such a basic color. On a car that is styled so differently, it just doesn't really help it out. Kind of just blends in with a 4Runner at this point. But let me know in the comments below if you agree with me. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe down below and join the Discord if you are new. Leave any other cars I should do this on, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.